hey, pals, we're going live! Exclamation point.
Ew.
I did that my first day in the corporate world. My boss told me, no, never do that again.
I get told that I need to use more emojis so people think that I'm friendlier.
Yeah, I don't come across well in text.
I cringe every time I receive an emoji in an email or a Teams message.
I think toaster.gay still goes there too. Yep.
Wait, you have toaster.gay going there?
Yeah.
Damn it. It's so funny that you own that. I was looking to buy that 2 days ago to make my Blue Sky handle toaster.gay.
Oh, yeah, you have it.
I bought toaster.live instead, and I bought it for 10 years.
Well,
I mean, either way, it's fine, but I'm not upset about it, but it is funny.
Were you guys the kind of guys who went from Tumblr to Pillow Fort back in the day?
All right, I'm back. I'm set.
I went from Tumblr to Twitter to Blue Sky now, but I also just signed up for Pillow Fort and co-host just in case those two manage to take off soon.
Hedging our bets.
We have a new dog.
I have to admit, not
right
even
now.
really knowing what Pillow Fort is.
Pillow Fort is Tumblr. It's just old Tumblr.
Gotcha.
So porn.
Yeah, basically. I mean, it's like it's a more art gallery centered Tumblr alternative is basically the best way to describe it.
I think you need an invite for it, right?
You pay $5.
Shit, yeah. Fuck that.
Just the name Pillow Fort. Just imagining this toddler in a blanket cape in front of a pillow fort and like charging entry.
That'll be $5 to get into my kingdom.
$5. No Nazis allowed.
Oh. Is a family of beavers the army of the damned?
We've got a new puppy right now. The timing is astonishing.
I was really surprised that they decided to get another dog. It's a pit bull husky mix, which sounds like a lot.
I don't think I've ever seen that, but yeah, that's gonna be high energy.
Yeah, we already have a pit bull terrier because that's what Kiki is, Stephanie's dog. But the homeowners had they have a Shiba Inu and a Corgi, and they had a husky that died this year, and they've already then gotten a pit bull husky, and I'm like, oh. I was under the impression that having 3 dogs was like a choice that was like in some way seen as like, oh, we went too far, we better walk this one back. But you have to like wait for the dog, you know, wait out the dog's lifespans a bit. So I didn't think that they would buy a 3rd dog when one of them died. I thought they would be like seeing where they went wrong and be like, we should have 2 dogs or less probably going forward. But very quickly got a 3rd dog, and I'm like, I am shocked by this choice. There are 4 dogs in this house. That's just a lot of dog.
That's a lot of dog. 2's always been my go-to.
There's just so many logistical reasons why that's just a lot of dog. Walking,
any more than that,
training,
you need to like live on a farm or something.
Noise. Every morning when someone wakes up, there's a stampede as all the dogs run out of that bedroom and down all the stairs and then into the downstairs area. It's just... it's a lot of dog.
Okay.
I did like the one person that was like, do you see the lighthouse, chat?
Getting that Dora the Explorer interactivity.
Just get a chunk of the episode where everyone's talking about the lighthouse, but it's not on screen, so the chat feels insane. Oh god, what would happen if someone inside the lighthouse looked out the window? Would people outside just see them floating in midair? We established that. I didn't see Javier at all. He never went inside.
There is no lighthouse. What are you talking about?
Javier was actually on the outside of the lighthouse looking in the window, I think, right? Never went inside.
Right. Yeah, but yeah, at that point, because I was like so close to it that it just, you know, because I was interacting with it so closely, I just like disappeared with you. It disappeared with it.
I looked down at my phone, and then when I looked and reacted, there was just no one there. So I was like, oh fuck, one of them wandered off.
All right, real quick. Who did the art for the box, for the VHS.
So I got a subscription to Adobe again, and I used their ethically sourced quote unquote AI tools they have, and I just fed in the actual box art of that real life VHS box and said cat.
That worked shockingly
amazing.
well.
Yeah,
That's incredible. That's funny.
I had to sift through a bunch of results and like Photoshop them together, but that's what I ended up with.
That's incredible. Is this like your job in real life?
Oh, Scream.
What?
Right? Wait.
What?
No, there's
Whispers?
literally a movie called Whispers.
There is a movie
It's an
called Whispers.
actual
Okay.
1990 Canadian release of a Dean Koontz book.
I was like, I don't understand a joke here. I just know Dean Koontz is around a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a horror writer.
He is the runner-up in horror writing. That's his reputation.
And back in for week 4. Back to school.
Yeah.
This
Just
was an
in time for
eventful
August.
episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was fun.
I love how we just walked to the end game area and then we're just like, now let's go back.
Like, no.
I was tiptoeing a bit because I was like, if anything I say can accidentally invent lore.
I love that. You have done that several times tonight, and it gives me the warm tingle.
That's great. That's fantastic.
You gotta go for it. You just gotta say stuff, and then it becomes part of the story.
Oh, I did. I
sure did.
I built the world today a bit. I'm like,
I was like really particularly happy with how all of my roles went, because I honestly wanted to fail and lose the point of stability on that, because it's just like, all right, if we're gonna establish that the lighthouse is creepy, it would work out better for the narrative if I'm a little shook.
We have stakes.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
so amazing.
Yeah, that worked out perfectly. That was really, but I also didn't want to take physical damage, so I'm glad I didn't fall. Trying to climb.
I was prepared. My mouse was hovering over athletics, and I was gonna pump like 3 athletics to jump and catch you.
Ooh, that would have been nice and cinematic.
No, I was very prepared for an outcome where Javier disappears, then somehow falls and hurts himself from nowhere. And this just becomes a very confusing perspective to navigate.
My near fail of pickpocketing the guy too. I was just like,
That was
I
terrifying.
rolled a 1 on that, but I'm glad I spent those points. So
Yeah, you might have gotten thrown down the well if you had gotten caught.
oof.
I think that was a very stressful situation, because we did have to give up some information to our ostensible rivals, who are in fact doing better than we are. But I think my goal of this session was to poke the beehive a little bit. Try to stir a little bit of chaos. I wanted to send as many people to that lighthouse as possible and try to see what would happen.
If they come back alive.
Yeah, well, after seeing Javi have such an adverse reaction to it, and then after hearing it, my goal immediately became, I need more people. I need more data. I need to understand what this thing is and why it interacts the way it does. And that became my game plan for the rest of the night.
But you're not there to observe them.
No, that's why I had
Sandals is out here being the fucking Cthulhu missionary.
You fucking spiked the fucking camera guy and then just left without taking advantage of it.
No,
funsies.
No,
we took advantage of it. I got his contact info, and now I don't want to give too many spoilers at stuff I'll do if I get a chance, but if he fucking passes out, if he decides, yeah, you know what, I am gonna take a nap here, I can walk right back up to the radio tower and unplug everything and throw a computer out the window, and there's 0 proof that I did literally fucking anything. And then I can go investigate Iceberg's dead body, which would be great.
Wow,
You have several staff members present with you.
I'm gonna be in a lot of danger as the primary source of proof in the near future.
All are, at this point, I'm sorry to say, accomplices, even if you don't know it. So good luck to all of you. How's Grayson feeling about all of this?
I mean, he had a pretty good distraction from being able to be focused on the people, which is definitely one of his things. But if he actually had to approach the tower and come to terms with it, he'd probably be in a much worse state.
This isn't up to code. Space folds in on itself.
What about Manifesto? How's Manifesto? What's his mindset at this point?
Manifesto is still very determined, and that's even something from the beginning, to see this through and to play the game as it's played. He's kind of the opposite of Sandals in that regard, where Sandals is looking for the deeper meaning. Manifesto wants his goddamn Uber Eats fucking Tesla.
It keeps
he wants
changing.
that selfie pic with Mr. Man. He wants to collab. And he needs that. Then his wife will finally be impressed and finally come back from Albuquerque. You know, and then everything will be fine. And then his fucking stepson will start fucking responding to his goddamn texts.
Oh my god.
I love that I was like dropping hints of, oh, what happened to Manifesto? You can't possibly heaven or hell. And then you just take that as, oh, he's so jazzed to meet me. What a nice guy.
I think it's interesting because in a way, Manifesto and Sandals being so different is kind of what makes them actually really great at solving this particular game's set of rules.
That's what you do with escape rooms. You bring in really different people.
Yeah. Because we're both motivated, I think, to solve it, because Sandals does want, at the end of the day, he does want the glory, but he wants to know. And all of this extra stuff that is threatening his stability is really just actually like, it's like a really enticing distraction for what he was actually here for, but it's more interesting than the game to him. So the idea of like having someone there like Manifesto to kind of anchor the game, and who's someone who really wants to actually win it and is like not simple-mindedly but like single-mindedly determined to win, keeps everyone, I think, in line in a way that's like really helpful.
I wouldn't say he's like single-mindedly determined, fuck everything, get this fucking win, blah blah. Like he's not necessarily like he's a technico, not a rudo. He's a good guy, so he's trying not to be too underhanded. But holy shit, our morals getting loose here.
Yeah. Sandals is I think, especially as the game is continuing, Sandals thinks that maybe the circumstances are less. He has more on his mind than just a game at this point.
Sandals insists he's not a sociopath, but I'm starting to have my doubts.
Sandals is
that
not,
move with the coffee.
Sandals is not a sociopath, but he and I will qualify this. You know, as far yet, I think Sandals has a lot of justification for, not literal justification. He is justifying it to himself for a lot of reasons. But like, to be clear, Sandals has medical experience. Sandals did give that person good advice. Don't mix blood pressure medication when you're taking uppers and downers. That probably saved that dude's life, to be completely clear.
If you've never been in danger in the first place.
If you check out the show Yellow Jackets, you would learn a lot about what's happening here, about what the fuck Sandals is doing.
And that isn't to say that Sandals isn't or like won't descend to become like a genuinely unhinged person, but Sandals at this point, I think, is still operating within his admittedly very strange moral code, which is like, I haven't actually killed anyone yet. Like maybe I've hurt some, maybe I've like made some guy fall asleep on the job and he'll get in trouble, but like, those are shallow wounds.
Sandals is currently emulating one of the scariest fictional characters I've ever met.
He'll get there. He'll get worse for sure. I think as his stability drops, we'll see some more insanity. But in terms of like Sandals' justification for a lot of this stuff, I think he is like, this is so low stakes until the lighthouse that he's just like, all right, guess we got more on the agenda now. Like, there is something more interesting happening here that maybe supersedes the frame or the perspective with which most people are looking at this thing. And that is a more interesting, beehive to pull honeycombs out of than whatever the fuck this cave escape thing was.
And I do appreciate that. As some people start losing stability, they might become a bit more withdrawn, shaky, start seeing things. Some people just become a little more impulsive. They become a little more themselves when their filters fall.
Yes. And I think we saw some of that with Iceberg, because Sandals at this point is just like, I'm going to be so real with this guy that he listens to what I say. And for once, the one time we're going to be on equal footing is going to be him walking into the trap that I have laid for him.
You can post your Iceberg/Sandals art to the E621 tag Cape Escape, which I have created and exists.
Now we just need to get an AO3 tag.
Yeah,
that is Cape_Escape on E621.